All right, let's talk about something we've probably all experienced. We're diving into the world of dating, and specifically, those phrases men often say that seem fine on the surface, but can actually hide a much deeper meaning. Today, we're going to be decoders and crack the code on 7 of these huge red flags. You know that feeling, right? You're in a conversation and he says something and you can't quite put your finger on it, but your gut just screams that something is wrong. You might even tell yourself, oh, I'm just being sensitive, but that feeling, it sticks around. Well, let me tell you, that intuition is usually dead on. So here's the deal. Think of yourself as a detective and his words as a trail of breadcrumbs. From the very first conversation, guys are signaling who they are and what they're really after. It's time to stop second-guessing ourselves and start decoding what he's actually saying. What we're really looking for here are those subtle, hidden signals. These little phrases can reveal everything about a man's true intentions, his emotional availability, and whether he's even ready for a real, healthy relationship. Honestly, learning to spot these can save you so much confusion and heartache down the road. Okay, our first clue is a tiny little 3-letter word, but believe me, it carries a ton of weight. And that word is but. I mean, how many of us have heard this one? I really like you, but I'm just not ready for anything serious. Or, I like you, but I'm super focused on my career right now. It almost sounds reasonable, right? Even responsible. But here's what that really means. When a guy says, I like you, but, he has just told you everything you need to know. He likes you, just not enough to actually do anything about it. Everything, and I mean everything that comes after that word but, is simply an excuse. It's his justification for not moving forward. Now let's move on to our next set of clues. These next 3 are basically a masterclass in excuses and exaggerations. These are tactics that are really designed to get the most intimacy for the least amount of effort. Ah, yes, the classic I'm a bad texter excuse. He tells you he always forgets to respond, or he's just not a phone person. And you might give him the benefit of the doubt, right? Because you don't want to come across as needy. Let's be real, though. This has nothing to do with his preferred communication style. It's all about his level of interest. The bottom line is this. When a man is genuinely into you, he will make an effort. He will find a way to connect, because keeping that connection with you actually matters to him. You know, the source for this explainer actually offers a pretty powerful personal story. The coach, Ismael Gomez, he admits he's a guy who hates texting. But when he met his partner, that all changed. He made the effort, texting, calling, because he was genuinely interested. As he says, there's always someone a man is willing to text first. The real question is, are you that person for him? Okay, on to our third clue. And this one feels amazing to hear. It's so flattering. He makes you feel completely unique, like you're the chosen one. But there's a catch, and it's all about the timing. Think about it. If he's saying this after just a couple of dates, or even worse, after just a few weeks, how could he possibly know that? This is a textbook example of love bombing. He's showering you with everything you want to hear to get you emotionally hooked before you have a real chance to see who he truly is. A real connection, that builds over time. It doesn't just happen overnight. Now this next one, clue number 4, this one is tricky because it comes disguised as pure honesty, as vulnerability. You might even think, wow, he trusts me enough to share this. Maybe I can be the one to help him. But let's just pause and decode that for a second. This is not a plea for help. It's a warning label. If he's never, ever had a healthy relationship, there's probably a reason. And the one common denominator in all of his past failed relationships is him. This is a huge signal that he just might not have the emotional tools or the self-awareness to build something healthy with you. All right, our final set of clues might just be the most revealing of them all. These phrases expose a man's core beliefs about women and often his desire for control. So you're going to want to pay really close attention to these. Listen very, very carefully anytime a man makes these sweeping negative statements about women. You know, most women are so materialistic, or most women are just way too emotional. He might even follow it up by telling you that you're the exception, that you're different. But here's the hard truth. Those are his deep-seated core beliefs. Right now, in the honeymoon phase, he might see you as special. But the second you do something that even hints at a behavior he hates in most women, those negative beliefs will come pouring into your relationship, and he'll start treating you just like all the others. Oof, this one is particularly nasty. You'd be perfect if you just lost a little weight or if you dressed a little differently. It's disguised as helpful feedback, just a little suggestion for self-improvement. Let's be crystal clear about this. This is not love. A partner who truly loves you and respects you, they appreciate you for who you are right now in this moment. This phrase is a manipulation tactic. It's designed to plant little seeds of insecurity, to chip away at your self-worth until you start believing you need his approval to feel valuable. This is 100% about control. And now for our final clue. This one usually pops up when you try to define the relationship, right? You're trying to figure out where things are going, you talk about the future, and he hits you with this simple, calm phrase. I just like things the way they are. Let me give you the direct translation. What he's really saying is this. I am perfectly comfortable with what I'm getting from you, your time, your energy, your affection, and I have zero desire to give any more or take on any more responsibility. It's a very clear statement that his comfort is way more important than your connection. So we've gone through all these phrases, we've decoded them, but what's the ultimate takeaway here? Well, it's not just about getting better at spotting red flags in other people. It's really about turning that lens back on ourselves. This, right here, is the most powerful lesson from the source material. It is such an empowering shift in perspective. You can't change him. You can't make him want what you want. But you can change what you are willing to accept. You can change how you respond when you hear these things. The power is completely in your hands. So I want to leave you with this question to really think about. Looking back at your own life, which one of these red flags have you heard before, felt that little alarm bell go off, and then chose to ignore it? And more importantly, which red flag will you promise yourself you'll never ignore again? Thanks for tuning in.